What's up, guys? Welcome back. Going to be doing another technical analysis video today on Bitcoin. Just want to say I'm not an expert. I've just been doing a lot of research for the past few years, a lot of technical analysis and chart analysis over the past few years as well. And I figured I'd bring that to you guys through more of these videos, just so you guys can get a better understanding of what's going on in the market. But I hope you enjoy. Alright guys, welcome back. We are in the midst of this reversal right here. Whenever we see a drop like this, it's pretty rare that we're going to see another reversal bringing it back up here. I mean, that type of shift is just, for Bitcoin at least, that type of shift just usually doesn't happen. Bitcoin is extremely momentum based, and the momentum decides where this is going to go. So we're looking at the 12-hour chart now. These resistance points are getting lower, and the support lines are also getting lower. So when you're looking at a chart and you see the lows are getting lower, that's a pretty bearish indication. I mean, what people usually look for is higher lows, and right now we are seeing lower lows. We have yet to create a low here on this reversal. So as of right now, this is definitely still a bearish indication. And again, Bitcoin is very momentum driven, and right now the momentum is definitely to the downside. This rise right here was sort of a fake out. I mean, a lot of people made money here, but I mean, generally, this was a fake out for most people, because this is, I mean, looking at the volume here, they're really, I mean, honestly, this whole time when I was watching this, I was looking at this volume down here, and I was just like, man, I don't see it. That's why I didn't buy into this, because I just didn't see it. I mean, that volume is, like, when you come in here and you look at it up close, you might think like, oh, look at all the volume. Like, people think, oh, it's so bullish, but I mean, go look at the bigger picture, guys. That's not really that bullish. You had a large amount of selling here, large amount of selling here. Very, just, you know, the buying here was pretty consistent, but it was not the amount needed to bring this up to any sort of recovery. And this area right here, a lot of negative volume. This negative volume pretty much outweighs all of this positive volume. So we're looking at, so just from a basic support and resistance analysis, you had this bearish pennant. You had the support here, the resistance here, and what you generally look for in a market when something is moving up is you want to look for the resistance to become the new support. So right here we're back in time now. I don't know. This is on the rise, Bitcoin's rise. We're just looking at some previous areas just as examples. But when you're looking for something to move up, what you're looking for is the previous resistance to become the support. Okay? That shows progression. Previous resistance becoming support. Just like here. Here's the resistance, here's the support. So that's what a market looks like when it's moving up. Now we're seeing is support here, resistance here. See this support right in this area? That is now the resistance right in this area. So right here, okay, we're coming down. Here's the support, bouncing back, and we get resistance right here. Okay, seeing a lot of selling right now. People are definitely getting scared seeing Bitcoin come to the mid 9,000s. You know, big pocket of selling to start the reversal, more selling. There was a good amount of buying right here, but the price really just, the momentum for the downside was far stronger, and so now we are seeing a pretty clear trend to the downside. A lot of selling going on right now. Moving in now, we're going to be looking at the 1-minute candles. I mean, this selling just far outweighs this buying. So if you're a trader and you're looking at this chart right now, there is nobody there to back you up for a buy call. There's nothing there. Like, nobody would want to. Why would anyone want to put their money into something that looks like that? It's just not there. So we are definitely going to be moving to the downside again. How far are we going to go down in the near term? It's hard to say. I mean, there could be something like this. These drops we see here and here and here. We could see something like that right now, bringing us to the mid or low 8,000s. Probably expecting to see a bounce around 8,500. But as for right now, we are definitely still on the bearish side. The fact that the price came down to 9,600 and it was met with not any significant buying is a pretty bearish indication. Yeah, I mean, usually when you're looking for Bitcoin to go up, whenever it goes down, it's met with extreme, it's met with tons of buying pressure pretty much immediately. This is on the rise up. Every time it comes down, it's met with tons of buying pressure. And right now on these dips, we are not seeing buying pressure coming in at all. I mean, at the 6,000, definitely some buying pressure came in um, with the rebound here, but this is really just not looking very bullish at all at this point. The price is falling off pretty quickly here. We have a lot of selling, and I guess the next support area we'd be looking for somewhere in the mid 8,000s probably. We might get the price to bounce, but I mean I'm not going to spend my time trying to time something out there. What I'm really looking for is the macro movements of Bitcoin. I don't really care about micro movements. The money is made in the macro movements. You want to catch Bitcoin on the big swings. You can sit there and try to time these little plays out all you want. You might be successful, but if you want to make money, you want to look for the macro plays. So I definitely think we are going to come back to retest this low right here. I don't think this was the lowest low. Now this is the daily chart we're looking at. This volume spike, this may have looked like, oh look, like, oh look, there's all the support right there, but people think that this is the bottom or something. But th- just because the volume candle was this big does not mean that it's the bottom. I mean, yes, there was a ton of buying happening in here, but there was also people covering their short positions, knowing that there was going to be a bounce back, so they could so they could reposition themselves for their next short position. Right now, the people who are making the most money in Bitcoin are shorting. Um, I'm not shorting it. I'm sort of just waiting on the sidelines because I do have my target price around $2,500. Um, and also I don't want to have to worry about trades every day of my life. I kind of just like to create a plan, stick to my plan, and execute on the plan. And my plan right now is to wait for that bottom to come out around $2,500. Just a final thing I want to say is there is really no good way to learn technical analysis other than literally sitting in front of charts and just watching things happen. I've spent thousands and thousands of hours literally watching this happen. My eyes have been on this chart for a majority of this time, which might sound crazy, but it's what I like to do, and I think that's the only reason I'm able to do predictions is because literally my eyes are glued to this thing, and I watch all the increments of every move. I try to get a feel for it. I mean, you have to, if you wanna be able to get a feel for how things are happening in a market, you literally just have to hunker down and literally just watch it. There's no mentor out there. There's no person that can just quickly teach you how to do technical analysis. It literally is something you have to just spend a lot of time doing in order to get the hang of it. To be able to get a sense of when things are going to happen, and it's seriously just a lot of it is actually subconscious when you're doing technical analysis. When you're looking at charts, you're sort of trying to work it out in your brain, and you're looking at old patterns that you might have seen, and you're trying to get familiar with how people react to the market, and there is no way to do it other than literally just spending thousands of hours staring at charts. It's the only way you can get good at it. There is no fast way to being good at technical analysis. I mean, price predictions are a tough game because, I mean, really, who the hell knows what's going to happen? But you can get a pretty good sense of what will happen if you spend a lot of time looking at charts. The best charters out there are the ones who spend the most time observing markets, seeing how things move, understanding how people will react to certain price points, knowing how to understand what is good volume, what is bad volume, what is bullshit, and what is real. And honestly, you just have to put the time in.